Hi everybody, it is Debbie with Debbie's Therapy back to do a flip through of my Get Cozy journal from Cheaply Chic. This is a design team share. I'm super excited, as I've shared before, to be a part of the design team for this next 4 months, including December. So here we go. Let's get on with it. Again, Lynette's channel, Cheaply Chic, will be listed down below if you want to see a walkthrough of what we started with. My last video, I shared my organization of the supplies I was using, and this time I'm sharing what is close to, I always say close to because it's never finished till it's really finished, the setup of this journal, which I plan to use in the month of January. So again, the Get Cozy collection. The beautiful journal, the beautiful cover kind of went over in my last video, done by Lynette. And here is just how I used the supplies that she provided, and also an addition of some of my own. So I always start all of my journals, even, my own that I create with, this is just an extra January tag, with the Story Begins tag. I love this stamp. I've had it for years. And I always use it to just kind of start. It could explain maybe how I got the journal, what I'm using it for. It's just kind of where I'm starting at the time I'm starting in a journal. So I used the tag that Lynette stamped, super cute, and just added it to the library pocket. A lot of the embellishments I included came from the... Hold on just a second and I'll tell you, the Bo Bunny collection. It was the Snowfall collection, and I don't remember. I'm trying to see if I see a date on some of this, but I don't. The year it came out. It was quite a few years ago. Just a January page. Here we have just a little sticker from the other Bo Bunny collection that says Hot Chocolate. And then on this page, I don't know, a lot of these things have glitter and are shiny, so I hope to reflect some of that here, but I'm not always great with the camera. So this was the glassine bag that was in the collection, and it looks like it has like a shimmer kind of dye on it, and I used this tag, which I backed with... Those of you who've been around a while know the ever popular, enduring lined paper from my dad. I also lined, or kind of trimmed, the bag with this trim. It's satin with these little snowflakes. Those were all actually on the trim already. So that just kind of brushed it up a little. Here I used the little bunting, and I'm just noticing now in this blue paper, the whole while I've been working on this, I never noticed there's a shimmer in it. Wow. Is there a shimmer on this side? Yeah. Well, that's cute. Look at that. I'm right in the light, so it's catching all the shimmers. I hope you guys are seeing it too. And then I added some snowflakes. These come from a Martha Stewart snowflake punch. I flattened them a little because when they come out of the punch, the way the punch punches them, they have like a little dimension, which is cool. I used this printing paper and just put a little sticker, "Baby, it's cold outside." I have a different idea for this that was inspired by watching someone else's video. I think it might have been Crystal. It just, what she did sparked an idea for me. So I plan to do that with the next collection. But right now I left this as it is. Created a pocket out of the wallpaper and added these cute little glittered snowflakes we got. And then I switched out my Edith Holden page. I got February, but I had January. So I just pulled my January and added February back to the collection. And so this came from my Edith Holden page. And then this brown, which is super fun to write with a white pen on. A white pen. There you go. And then another pocket here, and here I just really used one strip of wallpaper and took it up both sides and then made the scalloped edge with a punch I have. Here is, I don't know if you can see, the cutest little sticker flake of a snowman. And then I used some of that snowfall paper. Again, just a tag. I find that I love to write in writing journals, but in these kind of journals that I decorate, I generally like to use tags because then I can take them out, write on them, don't have to worry about uneven surfaces and all of that, and then put them back in. And then with this half page, I used another part of my Edith Holden paper and then stuck this embellishment that I had in there. So there's that little tuck, and when you turn it over, I used a greeting card that I kind of dismantled, or a Christmas card, and then used the library, the actual library card, not the pocket, for a little tuck, which goes right there. This side, I used the book pages, and I did this last. I have an issue. I tell ya, it doesn't matter if it's a whole book that's put together. There's certain criteria that have to be met before I can dismantle it or use it or take it apart. These came in pages, and still I struggled. And so what I did, because I started reading them, so I read the pages that I had, and then I felt okay about using them. I know, whatever, I can't even explain. So here I made a tuck and just used a piece of that paper. Again, this was one of the last pages I did, so I was fizzling out. I just was plopping on any embellishments I had left, and just an opportunity for writing. And the other side as well, which is a downward one. And I attached one of the snowflakes I have and just another book. This is the binder paper. Generally, I love writing on the binder paper. I like to turn on it and actually write the ways that the lines go. I have a piece of hard, it's probably a little firmer than chipboard that I slide under pages when I do that in a filled book, because it's often hard to do that because it's bumpy. Made a pocket here with a tag. I love the fibers that Lynette includes. So that's just a two-sided tag that fits in there. Any of these pockets are big enough to fit multiple things. And the other side the same. I did the pocket the same way by flipping it over. And then this page was like a, what do we call it? Like a decorative stationery page. I folded it and then trimmed it just with some sparkly trim. And with the doily, I just put a sentiment, find joy in the little things. And this page, all the happiest New Year ever. Oh, and the happiest New Year ever. Really, I can read. And then this page, this is one of my favorite pages that Lynette includes in the book. And this definitely has lots of shimmer and sparkle. It's these hearts. I'm not going to do anything to this page or this part. But on this part, I will write. And generally how I, in the past, have used these pages is that I actually write and follow the heart. So when it's done, all the little writing looks like it's in the shape of hearts. So, whoops, I'm so sorry. I'm kicking the camera. Well, not the camera, but the stand. So that is a fun way to use these hearts and also still be able to see that that's what they are. This page is just decorated with various stickers. I hope I'm in frame. And this page has a tuck here for just paper or something. This is a fun page using the bingo card. And I was going to highlight the number 25 and forgot, but I will do that. No, I wasn't going to. The reason I didn't is because this isn't Christmas. I knew there must have been a reason. And then this tag, I put the writing paper on the back and then decorated with a silver, what is that called? Snowflake. I really went all out in this book with the snow theme. We don't get snow where I'm at, so I just thought I would just pretend like we did, or just enjoy doing the snow theme. It's not something I get to do very often. And it represents cold, which we have been having a lot of. We've been like in the low 30s, and which is not super characteristic for where I am, but it has been really cold. So get cozy is appropriate. This page, more stickers and this little pocket embellished with a journaling card. And then this is a tuck. I love this paper with these little penguins. This one's fishing. Another one's highlighted in another area doing something else. Just super cute. Again, embellished with sticker. And then the middle of the journal that I have shared before, I often struggle with the middle. So I just did it the same. I used some paper, some snowflakes I had. Here are the hearts that come in the collection to embellish the strings if you opt to do that. I used one of my large snowflakes as a stencil. Oh my gosh, a stencil, and stamped around it, which hopefully you can see. And then I used 2 flashcards that I had in my own stash that matched the theme. So snowman, and I backed it with paper for journaling. And on this side, we have an igloo. And I put a little Brad, Snowflake Brad. So in my own defense, I think it's close to 4 o'clock, and I have been grading final exams all day long. So my brain is a little bit fried, which is obviously affecting my ability to speak coherently. It was time for a break. And besides, I felt like I needed to film before my son came home, and I never know if there's going to be a gaggle of teenage boys around or not, so it's difficult to film in those conditions. Little pocket here with just a journaling card, 2-sided, and whoopsie, really it goes in here. And then we have just a little embellishment on this page using the ticket and a tag. And then on this side, I used some of the tissue that the journal came packaged in, and this snowflake that I highlighted. I made a point of talking about how much I loved it in my last video, along with a little bundle up sentiment, which is a sticker. It's a raised sticker. And then I made that into a pocket page using this printed, kind of a craft with snowflakes on it, which can be written on both sides. So there's two pull-out tags there. And then when you turn it over, I was fascinated by the book page I got, which obviously comes from some sort of math page. So I made a pocket out of it just because I thought it was cool. I like the way it looks. And then I made a flip open tag, which fits in there out of paper I had that really did well with the colors. And then we have the other side of the hearts, which up here I put, these are a few of my favorite things for the month of January that could be listed and talked further about or whatever. And then we see the shimmer. I don't know if we see it, but I see it. And then again, the doily. This time I didn't do anything with it. And then the other side of the decorative stationery flips open, and here we have a pocket. And I used here, if the camera can pick up, this scrapbook paper that looks like a cable knit sweater. I love it. It's so cool. And then I just put on a, if we can catch the glimmer, I don't know, a snowflake over here in the corner. And that just fits there. And on this side, doily decorated with one of the punches we received, a stamp, and a piling of different little embellishments. And that fits right in side there. So it's a doily pocket. It's a little more fragile, but I think I've taken this in and out several times. It seems to be okay. And then here, my little penguins that I love again. And this is a decorative paper clip, which you'll see on the other side. And I covered the card. I know, Lynette, you talk about how hard it is for you to cover cards. I actually share that, but this was perfect for this little grouping. And on the other side, I put writing paper. So that fits perfectly there. And when we turn the page, we have an envelope pocket. This is just a regular sized envelope flipped up to create a double pocket and covered with paper. So here we have a build a snowman tag, little writing space on the back, and then another tag with paper on the back. But this is packaging from the Bo Bunny collection, and it just slips in there. The other side of the paper clip. Sometimes I make those decorative paper clips double-sided, but I did not in this case. This is the other side of the binder paper, and so for this flip out part, I used the glassine bag and a little, what is this? Die cut. And some tags. And my advice for myself, future me, do not try to make a video after grading papers for hours on end. Those of you who are new, in addition to being a psychotherapist, I also teach psych classes at college. So I'm a professor and we're on break. And normally I get all my stuff done before the holidays, or I try to. But I was just so behind this year that I just didn't. And so we have until I think it's the 3rd to get grades in, something like that. I like to get them in sooner or later, partly because it causes me anxiety, but it also causes students anxiety to have to wait. So I like to get them done, and my goal is to finish them all this weekend. It's hard. This is the page from the Ideals magazine, and I love this page. I love anything where I can project that it's a mommy and her son, because, of course, I always pretend that's me and my son. Whenever that's the case. And so I just love this page, and all I did to it was add a little sparkly snowflake up in the corner because it makes me happy just to look at it. This side, I used the line of tickets that Lynette provided and added sparkly snowflakes, and then I just embellished the middle with a light blue enamel dot, of which myself I know, and probably most of you have bazillions of. This side, I made a pocket using, again, this is from a greeting card, and just made a tag with some paper and embellished it with some of the fibers included. So that just slips right on in there. And this side is just the other side of that same tag. And then just a little writing area there. This is more stenciled paper, just using the good old Distress ink. And that snowflake stencil I had. I like that effect. I generally don't like writing on printed paper, but a soft background like that is okay. Here there was a little glassine envelope included. It was a little too long, so I just folded one side over, and it fits perfectly, this tag. And I just attached this just because I thought it was cool, which also came in the collection, but you can write on the back of this part, or the back of the tag, as well as the paper here. And then that just slips in there. Other side of the learning how to write paper is what I call it. And then that shimmery blue stained paper, I just put a cluster of, hopefully that catches, snowflake die cuts, some from the Bo Bunny collection and some from the Martha Stewart Punch. And this a little sentiment, all that glitters is snow. And then this coffee stained paper I just left plain, but added this little snowflake trim that hopefully I can catch. There we go. And that sticks out a little bit when the book is closed. This is blank, and my back page, which I love, has this little guy, another envelope flip. So here, I love the messages that Lynette sends, so I keep them. I generally keep them intact and include them somewhere in the book. So this one's back here. And then this little tag, just a stained tag. I just added a little piece of lace there. And then this guy is just hanging out in the pocket. And it says cozy, because isn't that our theme? So there you go. Not a lot sticking out this time, but quite a bit. And it is pretty, let's see, where am I? There we go. Pretty chunky. So I'm glad it has the little belt, little ribbon tie. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who's a new subscriber. I'm super excited to have you here. I love your comments, and I do try to comment back, or at the minimum acknowledge the comments. And I'm wishing you all a super happy new year, super safe new year. And until next time, take care, everyone. Bye.